Today I'm going to show you how to properly install your new window graphics. So as you can see, aside from the graphic itself, I've got a squeegee. You can pick one of these up at Home Depot or IKEA for a couple of bucks. We've got a water bottle, a spray bottle, and a wad of paper towels. So step one is to make sure that the site you're applying the graphic to is perfectly clean. So I've gotten out the Windex, I've sprayed it, I've wiped it down, I have a nice clean surface. The next step is going to be to actually spray the surface with a light misting of water. So we've got our water bottle, I've got it on a misting setting. I'm going to go ahead and completely cover the application site just with a nice light mist. You don't have to completely douse the window, but just get it nice and evenly covered. Then I'm going to go ahead and peel the graphic off the release liner. You want to be careful doing this. Try not to do this on a super windy day. If the graphic falls and sticks on itself, you'll be in a little bit of trouble, probably be unusable after that. So, peeled the graphic off the release liner, and I'm going to go ahead and also spray the adhesive part of the graphic with a nice light mist. At this point, we can go ahead and put the graphic on the glass. This wind today definitely isn't helping, so I'm just going to lightly put it up there. I'm not going to stick it entirely down. And at this point in time, I'm going to take a step back, make sure I like the positioning of the graphic, make sure it's level. If it wasn't level, you could go ahead and take it off and reapply it because we've got the water back there. So I'm going to make just a slight adjustment there. Now we're ready to get our squeegee. And this is an important step here. Before you start squeegeeing this graphic, make sure you get the actual rubber on the squeegee wet. If you don't do that and you start going on the graphic, it's going to be too sticky and it's going to kind of pull it and move it around. So I've got the squeegee rubber wet, and now I'm just going to systematically start from kind of the center. And you can see that graphic just slightly moved a little bit because we've got so much water there. You can kind of push it down with your finger and start from the center. Just start wicking the water out that's in between the graphic and the glass. So I've kind of just lightly gone in all directions. I've gotten a good amount of water out. And at that point in time, you could give it like a light wipe around the perimeter of the graphic. When you're doing that, make sure you don't wipe too aggressively and catch an edge or the graphic will peel up. So from here, you just want to keep kind of moving as much water out of the graphic as you can. Over the course of a couple of days, there's still going to be a little bit of moisture trapped between the graphic and the glass, and the heat will cause that to wick itself out of there. So right now, if I peel this corner, it doesn't feel like it's adhered very well, but again, it'll bond over the course of a couple of days. So there's your nicely installed window graphic.